Welcome, everyone and anyone, to the wonderful world of the Will-O-Wisp Woods. So, tonight, we begin our wonderful journey of steam and rain with our wonderful players, Matt, Hootie, and James. Hello again, crows. Welcome. So, as we had planned originally, every Saturday we will be hopping in and we will be playing this new campaign. Of course, unless life gets in the way. As I say to every group that I DM, life comes first. Life will always come first. It does not matter how, it does not matter when. If something happens or if something's wrong, your life comes first, no matter what it is. As for that being done, welcome to the Will-O-Wisp Woods, and I do hope that you all will continue to join us in the future as our wonderful players try to survive, explore, and thrive in
I don't like how you started that off with survive.
world. But
I don't like how you started that. I don't want.
as I do with every game I DM, I'm going to roll a dice, and we're going to get started. There's James. And there he goes. So,
He's getting a skill. He can still hear us, I'm pretty sure.
now keep in mind, this is not a dice roll for the game. This is not a dice roll for any kind of check. As a DM, I have multiple stories that I like to put my players through. So, by a roll of the dice, we will see just how traumatized I'm going to make this group.
Wee!
Your entire character's lives hang in the balance of a simple d6.
Do something else! Something higher! More chance of survival!
Oh, boy.
It's rude. Hi, Gwen! And like, I have D&D in like 30 minutes or an hour, but I am here till then. Alright.
Interesting. Okay. So, if everyone's ready, we will officially get started with the journey of steam and rain.
James. James.
He can hear, but while he gets set up with his things, is there a way to become a player in my games? Honestly speaking, I mostly am simply playing games based off of availability, closeness to people, and whether or not I, know them well enough to know that they're going to show up, that they're going to be properly playing, that they're not going to just be murder hobos or attempted murder hobos or anything like that. My games are very much like real world consequence, but I want you to have fun. It's a lot like, the easiest way I can compare it is the comparison to Skyrim. You have the main quest that you can go to, but you also have a ton going on around the world as you play that you're able to interact with, you're able to explore, you're able to see, you're able to change, and doing so actually will change different things in the game. Now keep in mind, this also means for every day that the players spend off the main quest is another day the main quest continues on without them. Every decision means something. No matter how minuscule, no matter how meaningless the joke or the decision may be, no matter how simple the question may be, the answer is always going to matter. The action will always matter. And the lack of action will always matter. So, let's get started with Steam and Rain, shall we?
Math rocks.
Very much math rocks. So,
I couldn't find scroll. But I had my fireball dice.
come on.
One day.
We're gonna get started. So, we're gonna get started.
I don't like that my sister's
with-
rooting for my character to go through trauma.
Well.
That's rude.
Hi, nerdy.
It's accurate.
We're gonna begin. This story of 3 adventurers
What's that, James?
Dialing down my fan.
Fair enough.
This story begins with 3 adventurers accustomed to the rain and the steam. 3 people, 3 lives, 3 stories. In this world of rain and steam, of darkness and clouds, a group begins anew. In the city of Shanto, the bustling streets sing with the sound of horseback guards. Oh, there goes James.
What the fuck? There's always something happening that causes things to go complete.
It's not a Will-O-Wisp wood stream unless something happens.
I purposely turned it on 30 minutes earlier so it wouldn't crash. Fucking battery.
Go again. James, do you live in a blender?
Is it that bad?
When you initially turned it on, we heard like everything, which is why everybody kind of stopped and went, "The fuck?" My D&D game character got told she's a vessel for which they need to kill, meaning my character exists to die. Wow. Can your stream even hear us?
The
Okay.
feedback
Sounds like-
screen is...
Sounds like character development.
It allows me to actually
Fix things if they need be.
fix things, move things, and it's just got Wispy sitting next to a campfire, so... Or not a campfire,
Isn't
a
that
fireplace.
Stardew Valley?
Nope.
Campfire? It looks
Nope.
like it.
It's a tavern keeper.
Mm-hmm.
Is it character development or character unravelment? Or both? Okay.
Both is always good.
James,
I think
you-
it depends on like the story points for the character. If it's character development, that means they come out a little bit better. They're still fucked up, but not as bad. And character unravelment is exactly what Quinn describes of character dies, becomes possessed by a witch, and gets fucked up for the rest of days.
No.
So, James, are you going to be turning your camera back on?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
I was just curious. Just making sure.
You. Complete shutdown.
Nice.
Can't wait to get a new PC.
Matt, you good?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out my computer headset.
Nice.
Gotcha.
So, we're gonna get right back into it. Allows me to fix things as I need to. So, in the city of Shanto, the bustling streets sing with the sounds of hooves on stone as horseback guards patrol the areas. A few steam trolleys seem to make their way along rough and rudimentary tracks. People used to this weather now make their ways along the sidewalks, carefully making little to no noise among themselves as they're going about their day, simply
Oh, you're such a big boy. You're such a big boy. I'm so proud of you.
nice. Thank you for the sub. There's no need for that. Of course, we appreciate it. It makes the Will-O-Wisp Woods a lot better, but it's never necessary. So, keep that in mind. But the rain falls. The magic lights keep the city glowing so that people can see where they walk. The buildings themselves drip with water, and towards the center of the city, a massive metal building spire seems to be slowly erected by the city's building crew. The clouds hang over, dreary, gray, as usual. A little bit of light seems to shine through every tiny crack that it can find itself. But the rain falls, and the city slowly drowns in the beautiful sounds of the raindrops hitting glass. That sound becomes much more apparent for three who find themselves in the foyer of a rather well-kept but carefully maintained building. This building, of course, allowing respite from the rain outside. The sound of drips can be heard as, of course, the soaked clothes leave their mark upon the floor. This clean at one time floor, now muddied with dirty water and a little bit of mud from the outside. Three adventurers, three stories, three lives. You may describe your characters, and we will go left to right to make it easier, clockwise. So we'll start out with Hootie.
We're just going over like just description, or are
Just
we?
description for right now.
Is the mic sounding normal? Voice-wise, or... Okay, it's back
Definitely
on
better now.
crisp. It's back on crisp. It's just... Yeah, that's what's
It's
always going in
definitely
my
better now.
background.
Mhm.
Always.
So, this is where we will describe what each of the other players see. And of course, you may describe as much or as little as you'd like, as long as the viewers are able to visualize kind of what you're going for.
Well, my character more or less looks like me. Mustache, goatee. Only difference is covered with a hood of a darker blue with some, can't remember, is it plate mail? No,
A
chain
plate?
mail. No, 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 no,
I'm like,
no.
make you a plate.
Some chain mail and leather gloves and leather boots and stuff. More or less covered by a cloak. Having a sword on the back.
Matt?
So my character, I'm just gonna go by name too with my character too. It's Thormir von Heimir. He's a dwarf ranger, and he is, well, obviously dwarf. He's gonna be short, um, in which he's about 96 years old. Um, Comes from Derry, and he found profession in archery whenever he served time in the military in Derry. But through his time, he got sorted to Tonto, where he is now. Physically, he has a very nice beard that he's very proud of. Probably the only thing, second thing that he's most fond of. He does wear a locket. That is his prized possession. Um, but otherwise, he holds his quiver and bow always by him at all sides with his short dagger or short sword. And for armor wise, I believe that he has just a cloak, nothing too heavy armor. He is just a ranger. But yeah, that's Thornmere.
Okay. And James.
Half my size in normal life, a 3-foot, ginger-haired, pointy-eared gnome. Large cloak, brown and green. Oh, well, brown for that line, and then a blue strip going down. His hat is quite overly sized. Extremely overly sized. It functions as an umbrella in this constant, horrible rain city in the world. It's a big wizard hat. He has a big bushy beard. And he's quite skittery. His name is Lars Larsen. It looks like he wants to go. Let him.
As the three stand, looking upon each other with interest or disinterest, it would seem that all three had come for the same job. One of the two smaller noble families, slowly growing, but still small compared to the other 4 that seem to find residence here in Shanto. The Lorick family, or Lorick, for those wanting to keep notes. The Lorick family seems to have a job that seems lucrative for its simplicity. A transportation job. They require 1 or more who are willing to transport a package from this home to a second destination that will be revealed once the job is taken and those that wish to take it are at the home. It seems discretion is the hope for this job, but in a city full of people who are simply trying to stay dry, discretion is a lot easier. However, for any that seem to be drawn to this job, 10 gold pieces will be rewarded if the package is delivered safely. This package is to be handled with care, and it needs to be watched. The vague but lucrative job drew the attention of these 3, who now find themselves standing in this foyer, waiting for the butler who had opened the door for each one of them and told them to wait here for their meeting with the family head.
This is. Hey.
Just look down at the crazy little gnome.
I'm Lars. Oh, it's yours.
My name is Zoramir. I'm here.
Oh, okay. And you, tall one.
Darrow.
Darrow. Oh, spooky. Oh, spooky names. Fun names. Spooky, yes, but fun.
The hell's your deal?
I'm just missing something. It's all.
Character crosses their arms and just stares at him. And that would be...
My personal business. Thank you. Yeah, quick job, quick tingle, right? Mm-hmm.
I put my character puts his head in his hands, and then calls down the hallway where the butler disappeared. Are we gonna get this job going or what?
Oh yes, I would love to do so as well. Please. Grabs a little stick from his pouch and starts rubbing his head anxiously with it.
I'm just here for the job. That's it.
Well, that's what that's what we're here for, right?
Oh, if this is what they're hiring, they better pay me good.
Payment's 10 gold.
It is good gold. Good money.
It's 3
For them.
weeks' pay. So, good job.
Oh, well, putting up with you two is probably gonna make this job infinitely harder. Oi, dwarf. Why exactly are you here?
I need money. Have to pay the
That
bill.
I can respect.
Why are you here? Human.
Eh. Much like you, I guess. Money's money.
And you gnome?
Oh, money.
Ah, I see. We have a common agreement. Money is good.
Why else would we be here? Looks up. Unless it's anything, we're just sitting here, but moving on.
You never know. Some people might be coming into here to just to steal the package. That would be very dishonorable. And that does not go with my code.
It's desirable or not, money is money, and money is needed to live here, to survive here.
Regardless of the pay, we all have a job to do. If this butler will get his ass moving.
We don't need... Hell, we don't even need to even talk to even get this job done. We just need to get it done.
A few moments pass, and a disgruntled-looking older gentleman, also human, seems to stand at the end of the hall now. The clicking of his fine dress shoes stopping at the entrance of the hallway that connects to the foyer, now looking over the three with his hands behind his back, his white gloves still perfectly clean. This older gentleman, of course, stands no more than maybe 5'9", thin, older, a very simple white, well-kept goatee that seems to hang down to a very well-kept point. His hair very thick and all pushed back. The well-kept gentleman seems to stand there for a moment, then nods. You all may follow me now.
Oh, yes, of course. Little feet.
Finally.
And the butler turns, heading back down the hall. The rain pitter-patters against the glass windows as you all make your way down. You pass doors that are closed and seem to remain that way. There are a number of pedestals with different pieces of art sat carefully, precariously, but none are dusty or dirty.
These people definitely have money.
Or a simple cantrip. See? Watch. Simple. Grabs one, taps against itself. All the water.
You're definitely missing a couple bolts.
Well, when it comes to bolts, and especially arcane bolts, I never miss. Well, they can't
Noted.
miss.
Let's leave about that, don't we?
Well, they're magic. A magic missile. They can't miss. These bolts can't miss. Magic is good. Magic is really good.
I don't trust magic. Magic's just a fool's game.
That we can agree on.
Of course, the dwarfs were never really too, what's the word, lenient on the higher arts, if you will.
I don't know
Anyway,
if I'd call
job.
magic art, little gnome, but we can definitely use it to get shit done.
Thanks for the compliment.
Alright, Butler, where are we going?
I'm going to see the master.
Mr. Lorik, right?
Master Lorik is in his studies with the package. He will be able to inform you where you will be heading and the restrictions.
Kind of surprised he doesn't have you do this already. It must mean it's pretty important. Nothing to say?
Discretion is always needed.
Yeah, well, I like knowing all the details before I put my ass on the line, especially for people with more cush.
The master has worked hard to get where he is. I believe he's simply enjoying the little bit of free throwaway money he has. It took him quite a bit to get where he is, and even longer to get this house looking the way it does.
Definitely tell. Alright, old man, let's go. Got a package to deliver.
The butler then falls silent as he continues to lead the three. He seems to lead you all down this hall, making a right and then another left, before he stops at a set of double doors. He then steps ahead, pulls one of the doors open, and stands next to it as he holds the door open for each of you to enter.
Appreciate it.
Thank you kindly.
Thanks.
He then closes the door behind you all without entering.
Is there a seat?
There are, in this study, 2 walls that are lined with bookshelves. In the center of this room is a desk that's across the room with a chair and a gentleman sitting in it. But between the door that you all stand at and the front of the desk, there are 2 couches, each facing towards the center of the room, with a small coffee table in the middle. The gentleman sitting at the table, a larger man, not rotund, but the easiest way to describe it would be a dad bod. He's very large. He lifts his head up as he looks to you three. This golden-haired man with a thick mane of hair that all is pushed back, cleanly taken care of, with a thick beard that rounds his face, and a single small monocle that sits on his right eye. He then sets the monocle down on his desk, sets the pen down, and he looks over the three. He motions to the couches. If you all would like, you may take a seat. The butler will be here with the package in just a moment, and I can describe to you the job that you all will be taking on.
Struggles to climb onto the couch. Eventually gets up and then sits on the armchair. Needs to be comfy, yes.
I prefer to stand. I'll stand right next to the couch.
No offense, Mr. Lorp, but when doing business, I'll stand in case I need to get out.
If that is your preference.
What's
The
this
window
job?
is
Before I can really say anything else about the job that hasn't already been told, I'd like to ask that each of you understand that if you accept, nothing can be told to others.
So you want the utmost secrecy for delivering a package.
What are we talking about?
The job, gnome.
Yes, precisely. You didn't catch the drift.
If you do not feel comfortable keeping that promise and that deal, I will have to ask you to leave.
Secrecy isn't the problem. Depends on how much you want to pay for it, that is.
If the package is delivered properly and without issue, each of you will have 10 gold to your name.
Alright. That I think we can do.
Do we get anything up front? Or do we just get it all at the end?
If you would like an upfront payment as a sign of good faith, I will give you 5 now, 5 at the end.
And there you
That's
have it. By my
It's a
beard.
good little bargain there, dwarf. Nice thinking.
By my beard, I'll be quiet.
Well, you gonna tell us the job, or do we gotta wait for the butler?
How about you, gnome?
Hmm?
Are you
Yes.
stay quiet?
Oh, yeah, no, 5 gold is fine. Especially up front. Quick practice.
I think we're on agreement here.
Good. I need you all to carefully take this package to the other side of the continent.
That's a long trek.
Uh, um,
I need
Why?
it as far away from here as possible.
oh, it's one of those.
If you all would be so kind as to carefully deliver this package, I have a friend on the other side. They'll be taking care of the package from there. You don't have to worry about a thing. There's no drawback on you. If anything happens to the package, in all honesty, I may be upset for a little bit, but I would prefer nothing happen to the package. If
You
the
gonna give
package
us any
is
more info?
lost, I hope you all understand that my family will assume you've either taken it, sold it off, or used it some other way, or possibly just lost it. Either way, we will have to rethink our business tradings. Cut off a few costs.
Who raises their hand?
Yes, Mr. Gnome.
So, in the likelihood that let's say some bad guys show up, should we just rather just destroy it?
I'll leave
That's
that
not
choice
why
up to
he's.
you.
That's not why he's hiring us. He's hiring us to keep it safe, which means doing what we need to make sure they don't get it.
I'll leave
And
that
I
decision up to
personally
you all.
wouldn't let that happen.
Just a general question in case you want to destroy it if we are going to fail.
As I said, I would prefer nothing happen to the package. But once it is in your hands, it is your decision to make. As I said, I can pay 5 up front, 5 when it's done. Until then, the package will be under your care. The package will be yours to hide, travel with, keep safe, and do with as you please based on your own decision making if something does happen.
And where is this package you speak of? Is it small? Is it large? Is it alive?
I would say that the package is rather small.
Okay.
It may still be difficult to hide, but
Understood.
What should we expect?
the unexpected.
You want this on the other end of the continent. Something tells me something's here and something wants it. And I don't like doing jobs with half the information.
The issue is I don't know if anything wants it. I don't know who knows about it. I don't know where it came from. And I don't know why it has fallen into my lap.
Well, as the dwarf said, what is it? Where is it? Is it living? Is it inanimate? Is it magical?
Do you all take the job?
If we're asking these questions, I'm pretty sure we do.
Hey, yes.
Okay.
I
Give me just a moment. And he pushes his seat back and he stands up. And you can see that this is a larger man overall. He's probably 6'2", 6'3". He's not rotund, but he is built. And he seems to walk over to the shelf over to his left. And you all watch as he then seems to open a small shelf within the shelf by pulling on one of the books, and then a small set of the books kind of opens up, and you watch as he seems to do something on this shelf before a click is heard and a small door opens. He then, with the sound of clicking or clinking as he does this, begins counting before walking back over to his desk after closing everything back and setting 15 gold in three separate stacks of 5 on the front of his desk, but as he sits down.
That's a neat little safe.
Keeps things safe and it keeps things close. I don't have to worry about anything.
Fair enough, especially here. I grab my 5 gold pieces.
Oh, please.
My character obviously sighs, grabs his 5 gold pieces, and hands them down to him.
Oh, thank you.
I grab mine, and I grab one coin and flip it between my fingers. Flip it. Grab it.
Does the
Then-
gold meet your standards, Dwarf?
It's not from my home country, but it'll do.
So,
Gold is gold, no matter where it's from. No matter how it's branded.
As being a dwarf, I know good ore from other ore. Even if it's the same. It depends on the vein.
Yeah. You people like your rocks.
And
Alright,
our,
where's the package?
and our metals, human.
he clears his throat loudly before the door clicks and opens, the butler standing off to the side slightly as he seems to look behind him, and around the corner comes a small cloaked figure that now stands just inside the doorway before stepping closer in as the butler steps inside, slightly pushes them forward so that the butler can actually fit between them and the door.
Big man, you're gonna have to sit here and tell me exactly how this little thing came to your door, otherwise we're gonna have an issue, because if this is some trafficking ring bullshit, I'm not gonna be happy.
No trafficking.
Spill now.
Human is a lot harder to
Before
hide.
I came into money, I was much like any other man. And it seems that I was not as careful one night as I thought I was. Though when you've had a few, I suppose that'll happen.
So this is your kid?
I don't know. That's the problem.
Oh.
It showed up at my door, and she claims to be my child. I asked her where she came from. She said, far away. I asked her who her mother was. She said that her mother had gotten sick when she was too young to remember. She claims a lot, and I don't know if any of it's true. In all honesty, I'm not willing to find out while I already have a few things to deal with. So, I'm going to make it simple for everyone involved. Take her to the other side of the continent, where my family seems to have taken up residence, where I'm originally from, and they will be able to take care of her.
This does kind of throw a wrench in things, because this isn't exactly a normal delivery job.
And that's why I'm paying you up front.
Where are we going?
Question: how far is, in actuality, is the other side of the continent?
The other side of the continent that Shanto finds itself on, easily, due to the weather, it can be anywhere from a month to a month and a half's journey
Oh. Oh.
by carriage.
And
Longer on foot.
Did you say a day?
no.
I didn't hear. I'm looking for the fucking map in the Discord.
It's half a month. a month and a half. It's, uh, it's going to take us quite a bit in going off of the average, price of a salary. This seems a bit underpaid.
You want us to
Not
not
to,
only deliver this kid across the
yeah,
country, you expect us to do what? Feed and clothe the damn thing as well? No offense, short stuff.
housing.
And that's why I said
This,
I don't care what you do with it.
Father, you are.
I'm not even
Nothing to
sure I'm the father.
It is business.
point stands, sir. It's typically I make 4 gold a week working as an alchemist, so it's for a month to a month half journey. That's you kind of see what the dilemma, sir.
Hector, looking puzzled, turns back towards the small girl. You gonna weigh in here at all, or are you just going with whatever he gives you?
As you turn back and look to the girl, you notice that under the cloak, it's difficult to see for the most part, but this girl resembles, loosely using the word resembles Master Lorik. However, though this man is large, pale-ish skin, it looks paler in the light that's right there in front of him than when he stood up and walked over to his shelf. With the golden hair, both hair and beard, this girl, only in the face, slightly resembles him. However, her skin is a deep tanned color. Her hair is actually a beautiful platinum white. And his eyes are a piercing blue color. Hers are a deep jade green. As she looks over the room, and after you ask this question, she just shakes her head very quietly, not seemingly wanting to talk or seemingly unable. You're unsure as to which, but
Is she mute? Asking Master Lord.
no, but she's not talkative either for some reason. She says a few things. It almost sounds like it's rehearsed, and that's it.
Let me guess who she is, where she came from, what she wants.
Yeah. Thus why I'm telling you, I don't care what you
What did
do.
she ask you for?
She said I was her father. Didn't really ask for anything, just simply stating that I'm her father and she's wondering if it was okay if I could take her in.
Hmm?
As it stands, I do not have a wife. I do not have a lover. I have my work, I have my gold, and I have my home. I am not stable enough yet for anything to suddenly pop up like this. I am just finally getting to a point. that I can almost rival the larger families. Or at least begin to. And this suddenly shows up. She suddenly appears, saying that I'm her father. I don't believe so. And I don't know who she is. I don't know who she is. And I don't honestly want to know. So, if you all would be so kind as to take the package as far away from here as possible.
What is her name? She's not a damn item.
And so the pay.
That's the problem. I don't know. She hasn't given me her name yet. Or if she even has one, I don't know. On top of that, she doesn't look like me.
You don't remember any bar nights falling asleep with someone like her?
If something like that were to happen, I wouldn't have remembered. As you can see, I'm rather large. I hold my alcohol well against the smaller folk. But I don't remember not remembering a night. When I was younger, there were a few nights that I had a few. When I was starting my growth, I had a few. I admit I might have a few pretty often. But because of my current standing and the standing that I want
You're more concerned with the fact that it's one of the families trying to sabotage you.
I'm more concerned that it could be.
Right.
At least he's paying for people to transport her to his family.
Is there, when it comes to his desk, is there any sort of like what is the layout of his desk? Is there any sort of like my mind thinks of like a bowl of sweets or something that a fat man like that would have. Or big.
What was it? I'm sorry, I was reading chat because Crows had said something.
I was asking, what does the layout of the desk seem like? Like, does the big man have a bowl of sweets on his desk? Is there anything else on his desk outside of him placing the 5 or the 15 gold?
So,
Like,
the layout of his desk seems to be rather simple. On top, he has an area that he seems to be signing and writing up papers. It's kind of difficult to tell what they're for, but it seems that he's pretty busy with different signatures, different works, different billings, and on the right side there's a small stack of papers that appear signed and done. On the other side there is a ever so slightly larger stack with more papers, some of them seemingly connected, others not. It looks like each of these bits of information of either the household itself, the household's spending, the household's costs, whatever this paperwork is, it seems that he's got them laid out to where it is his most prominent part of his desk for the right and left corners. In the top left corner, closest to y'all, he has a small light that kind of comes out of the desk and up, and you can actually see that using a small steam-powered little cog, it's keeping this light glowing using the power from that so that it lights up his desk. In the front of the desk, on the center part across from him, There is a small, almost like rectangle box where it seems to be a set of pens that he keeps there, either for visitors that are coming in for business or otherwise. It seems that he keeps them all in one place. Top right, he has what looks like a picture of a dog for some reason. You haven't seen a dog in the house. It doesn't look like any signs of any dogs. But there's a picture of a small dog right there in the corner of his desk. Almost looks like a Shih Tzu. Very well kept, very manicured, very clean, very happy, very pampered. Little purse dog. But otherwise, his desk is very simple, it's very clean, and it looks almost like he's trying really hard to look like an actual businessman so that he can at least make himself look like he can compare to people with more money or more status.
Sir, we haven't discussed problem with the payment. I don't mean to be rude, but it seems
What do you
But
think
now-
would be a proper amount?
15 to 16 roughly would be pretty accurate, and other people would probably pay 20 for something like this. I'm not trying to be rude at all. It's just, a month and a half to a month and a half of work for trying to keep someone safe.
Well,
My character takes note of the picture of the very pampered looking dog and walks over to his desk. You mean to tell me you want us to take what could possibly be your only child across the continent to somebody else for them to raise, and you won't even give her anything else? You want us to take care of her, to clothe her, to feed her on this entire journey that could take us well over a month. But I can sit here and see this dog clearly has lived a better life than she has. Slowly picking up a pen out of his little box and twirls it through the fingers. I strongly advise you rethink how much you're willing to pay us. We'll do the job, but don't be stupid about it. Not when it's another life at stake.
Just kind of sheepishly backs off a tiny bit.
Lars can roll a persuasion check at advantage.
Who?
James.
Oh.
I have a +0, so this is
Persuasion check.
11.
11.
Do I need to roll anything, or?
So, because of you adding on to Lars's point of y'all's pay, it gave Lars advantage on the persuasion check to attempt to get you all into a better situation.
Speaking facts.
The large man looks to Lars, then to the man that now stands with a pen twirling between his fingers. The dog is mine. I bought her. I know for certain that she's mine. And I take care of that dog because of the fact that it is mine. But if you really want me to try and help with your situation, how about this? I will double the pay. And you all can keep the 5 up front.
So our end payout will be 15 at the end of this, not just 5.
You'll get 5 now, and 15 when the job is done.
So we're gonna have to split cost to keep this package alive.
I think that's part of the job there, short man.
Mm-hmm. It's a much more respectable payment. Thank you for considering it.
It would seem we have an agreement, Mr. Lorik. Character turns around and walks towards the door, towards the little girl, and kneels down, holding out the pen. Hopefully we can get this done with no problem.
The girl stares at the pen, then stares at you, and just kind of continues that stare.
Stabs Hoodie with pen.
Goes full John Wick on the entire room.
Considering she doesn't take it, my character just like tucks it into her cloak.
By the other side of the continent, do we have a specific section or district that we need to go to?
On the other side of the continent is a small village.
Naming
Riano.
Riano. Thank you.
Reano. That's where I'm originally from. That is where my family stays. If you can make it there, your job is done.
What family members are we packaged to?
Just say you're looking for the Lork family.
To anyone?
Most of the village seems to know my family. After all, we are the main caretakers of the place. When your homes aren't made of stone, wood rots. So,
Yes.
The character stands up. Alright. Well, seems like we're not getting much out of here. Does she have anything she needs to grab? Anything we need to take with us? Or is gesturing to her, is this it?
that's all that she showed up with. She was much dirtier. But I don't think she wants to carry the mud with her.
And neither do we.
Well, I'm glad that you all already agree. Seems you'll make wonderful traveling companions.
I hope so.
We'll see.
Fine.
So, Hootie, as your character gets closer, you can ascertain that this girl is probably close to the 8-9 age.
Oh.
She's not young enough to look as if she's supposed to have problems talking. She looks old enough to at least be able to. Now, whether or not she is telling the truth about, her parents getting sick and her not learning, maybe, is possible, but it looks like she's old enough to talk.
So one final question. Uh, if there was anyone who was go after her, would you expect them to put a lot of effort towards it, or it'd be just a thing?
I have no idea.
Think about it, Gnome. If we're doing this for a up-and-coming rich man, this kid either came from one of them trying to sabotage him, or they could be looking to use her as a pawn to get him to do their bidding. Good old fucking bureaucracy bullshit. Regardless of what happens, Mr. Lorik, kid'll make it across the country safe. We'll make sure of that. Looking
Wonderful.
down at looking down at the little girl. You can either talk or you can't talk. If you want to tell us your name, you can tell us your name. I know that we might be a bit scarier than you would like. But sooner or later, you'll know that we're safe. Come on.
Looks the girl, gleaming smile, no smile.
Hey, you're definitely the crackhead uncle.
I'm good to go too.
Oh, you know it.
The butler will show you out. Do travel safe.
Thank you.
Yeah, tell your dog that we don't really care for this.
I would much like to pet the dog.
No petting the dog.
And he seems to return to his paperwork as the butler then closes the door. And you all are led back down the same hallway that you were led down originally, back to the main foyer that is now spotless once again. And the butler holds the door open for all four of you now to leave. As the rain comes down, pitter-pattering against the stone and glass.
Thank you kindly.
And good riddance.
Pushing the little girl out behind Matt's character, lean in towards the butler and ask him, "You sure there's anything that we shouldn't know about this job before we leave here, Butler Boy?"
Roll a persuasion.
I've got to have a fucking 0 add to that.
Hey, we're on even
D20, right?
grounds. Yep.
D20?
Mm-hmm. It's a d20 plus your modifier, which seems to be 0.
First roll for Hootie.
10.
Hey,
It's pretty average.
not bad, not good.
literally middle. Like,
The butler looks to you. Do have a safe trip. And I know that you all are probably a bit surprised by what's going on.
yeah, no shit.
But in the short time that I've had to watch her, she's not bad. She's a good kid. She listens at
Fair
least.
enough.
Travel safe. And the butler seems to say it in a much more genuine tone than the master did, but he then closes the door, leaving you all to the rain and the mud once again.
Big head blocking most of the ring. Hey. You think after a century you would get used to all of this?
I'm
Never
almost
does.
Oh. This is going to be a very interesting job. All right. We're actually working together now, so I have to commit your fucking names to memory. Gnome,
Lars!
and what do you do?
Magic.
Is that it?
What more do you want from me? I use magic.
He just
What
full
do you-
switch.
Just starts
I-
rubbing his eyebrows. Just, can you be a bit more specific? Because you have any idea how broad of a term that is?
Yes. But as you also heard of the term, a wizard always keeps his secrets.
And this is why I hate magic. Dwarf, what's your name?
Thornmere. And as you can tell from my appearance, voila, I'm a ranger.
Ooh.
Fair enough.
So, is there anything you guys need to grab?
Well, first I was looking at the child instead of calling her a package. I take note in looking at the child and look to see if she has any actual clothing on her that actually protect her from the rain.
She has her cloak.
She's got the cloak.
Does she have boots? Does she have a hat?
Well, you're gonna have to go over every microscopic detail with this fucker.
I'm just going from the fact that this guy just had her and didn't really treat her like a child.
Oh, they're a fucking package. So, yeah.
Yeah. Boss man, how, well, is there somebody nearby? For reasons?
What?
Yes?
I think the gnome's looking to score, and he's most likely glancing around the fucking road going, where's the fucking dealer?
Even to that, I just want some ale.
Maybe. Precisely.
Alright.
You can
Dwarf
roll a
wants
perception
ale.
check.
Well, in the meantime of that, the dwarf wants ale. We probably need to get some food before we hit the road.
19.
Gnome, what are you doing?
I'm getting something for the road. We need food for the road, right? I gotta go get go get more rations.
I guess you said rations and not Russian.
Rations, yes.
Well,
Are there any, like,
Looking-
general goods stores along this road that we've been shoved out onto?
Just seeing as he's a noble, maybe not.
That's kind of why I'm asking.
well. Looking around, as Lars has. Each of you can roll a perception check if you're looking for different things.
Well, Lars is looking for a fucking dealer, so...
I already rolled that in the one.
You rolled... Hold on, what?
I already rolled that one.
Oh. I thought you said you rolled that in a 1, and I was like, do you need glasses?
I already have
This-
them.
In this area, it doesn't look like there are anybody that can help you with your issue, Lars.
So we're more on the hoity-toity end of the fucking city.
You're in the nicer end, yes.
So roll perception d20, I'm guessing. Ah, shit.
Mhm.
Fuck. Okay. So I got a 10, but my perception is apparently -1, so 9.
Nice. You have a -1 to your wisdom. Very fun.
I don't know how that tracks, but fuck it, sure.
Don't worry,
Well, what's your
I
wisdom
make up.
score?
Are we talking about the little number in the oval, or are we talking about the number above that?
The number in
that.
the oval, not the -1.
It's an 8.
That's why.
Yeah. I got other shit to do.
Bro has
Yeah,
more book smarts than he does street smarts.
Here's the thing, though. My investigation is +3, but my fucking perception is -1. How the fuck does that work? I can look at a lot of shit and go, yes. This is dirt.
I must ask, is it the senses passive perception? That's the perception score?
No, you're active.
So your passive perception is used for, noticing those shadows in the corner of your eyes, or noticing somebody trying to sneak up on you, or noticing a sound that nobody else would have. Whereas your active perception is actively looking for something. It's looking around, perceiving what's going on around you, seeing the land around
Matt, do you have your D&D Beyond character sheet pulled up?
Yes, I do, and I'm
So out of the little skill windows, you should have 3 little boxes on the left side that has like the first one has your strength, dex, con, int, wisdom, charisma, and those. Then you have passive perception, passive stuff, and then what it says you have otherwise. The big fuck off rectangle with all of your like acrobatics, animal handling, arcane, that one. At least from what I know, that's what you use when he says make a check. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So my perception's a +4.
You're close to the ground, you can see shit better.
I'm also a ranger, so it comes with the
How am I
die.
alive with a -1? It's perception. Or it's wisdom, I guess.
So the only way that you can die as a character is if one of your scores gets to 0. Strength, your score gets to 0. Your character dies of your
Can't hold up
body.
their own body.
Exactly. Your dex, your body literally just cannot keep up anymore. Your con, that's literally your health. Your heart just
I'm not brave.
your heart stops. Your intelligence, you go brain dead. Your wisdom, you go brain dead. Charisma, you literally use charisma.
So tarded you can't breathe right.
Yep.
So in my skills, I have athletics at 0. Am I dead?
No.
No. That's
No, like the
That's
actual score itself. Like, let's say your strength
Up
score,
at the
like
top of your page for your character, or in the middle of your page, depending on if you're on mobile or not, your scores are going to be the large or smaller number, or not smaller, your large or small number in the small oval, and then your modifier is in the rectangle.
Oh, thank goodness, because that just scared the crap out of me, because I see strength at 0, and then I see 10. I'm like, what is going on here? And my character's intelligence is a -1, so I'm just like, man, he's just...
yeah.
brain
I
dead.
have yeah.
But
Yeah.
looking around,
So
your
I hope.
characters aren't having issues.
my character was looking for like a fucking general store to go stock up on things.
Mm-hmm. So, looking around, you can see a number of well-kept buildings, a number of well-kept streets and sidewalks, and there are people walking in pairs or by themselves, but there are only a few compared to deeper into the city itself, where more people, of course, can be found. However, in this district of the city, it's a little difficult to find anything like a general store or anything like that due to the fact that you're in a nicer part of the town. You're not really going to see as much of that around here. However, you do know that further in to the city, there are small little shops kind of scattered about. This, of course, is due to the fact that the closer towards the center you get, the closer towards the merchant district you get. And the merchant district takes up a good portion of the center of town. It's well kept, makes sure that everybody stays organized, and of course there are shops that are scattered throughout the city, but for the most part, people that come to set up little shops, little stalls, anything like that, it has been labeled the merchant district due to the fact that there are so many people coming in and out from the other continents, setting up stalls, setting up little shops, that it's been labeled the merchant district. So,
I believe the first order of business is getting her to look like the average fellow, to make her blend in.
Does she see oddity? She's got a cloak on.
Well, she's surrounded by 3 adventurers. We have armor.
I wouldn't call myself an adventurer. Thank you very much. So, no, scholar. Much better.
Okay.
Alright, let's just head towards the shops and let's get some food and rations for what we know we will need. We will worry about getting this little whatever the hell
she's just
decked out
staring
when
at
we
Akira.
need it to. As for that, let's go. And without drawing too much attention to it, Darrow holds out 2 fingers for her to grab onto if she wants to.
She seems to stare at him and just kind of follow along the group. Doesn't seem to make any contact with them. It's not like she's going out of her way to make contact with them. But she's also not going out of her way to avoid you all.
It's definitely been through a lot.
Travels however matter how far just to find to have some bit of hope from her father. Or would it be father? Father's like, yeah.
Fucking shithead. Oh,
Yes.
As we're going on, I'm just gonna keep an eye out for my friends.
ah, the pony dealers got it.
Passive perception 15.
Well, it's a good thing that one of you has a decent perception skill.
None of us can talk for scrap though.
I mean, my passive perception is 9. My fucking passive investigation is 13. Fucking passive insight is 9.
We each have our strengths and weaknesses. Don't worry about it.
I can't live scrot. I'm a gnome and I have a -8 already, so
I'm waiting for the session where shit Matt through a window or something.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Matt, you still haven't dropped your fucking character in the thing.
I did.
You did?
Character sheet. Last one.
No, not character sheet, character images.
Oh.
Like with your character name and other shit.
I see them.
As you all are walking towards the merchant district, keeping an eye out, as Lars does, already anxious as can be, each of you make your way along, and this girl seems to follow you very closely for the most part. But she still does not talk. She still does not speak. And as you're walking, Lars, you feel a set of eyes on you. Looking around, you notice a gleam from one of the alleys. A set of two bright red irises that then slink back into the alley that stare at you as they do.
mm. Mm. This guy's poor gnome has gotten himself in an addiction he should never have started. It's his downfall.
Is he tripping
Um,
balls or is?
General wisdom check. Would this? Does he hope? Assume?
It's your character, it's up to you.
You guys go. I'll be right back. I just saw some zapping. Let me go check it out.
What the hell's wrong with that gnome? Keep going.
Conflicted on stay with group, or keep going.
I'll be fine by myself. Don't worry about it.
You say so. You do you, man.
Oh yeah.
Just standing next to alley, just goes a bit in and bit away from what typically people can generally see.
Doing this, you notice a dragonborn steps forward out of the shadows. This tall and red irised creature seems to look to you.
Howdy doody. You got anything light in particular?
How much you want?
Depends on your price tag.
How much?
Dram and a half.
$6 gold.
Particularly holds out his wand and then starts counting in his hands.
Like counting on your fingers?
No, he just pours the gold into the thing. He also takes out his wand. It's more of an intimidation of, don't mess with me. I will bless you into oblivion and take everything that you have.
Feel free to roll an intimidation check.
11.
I don't think a dragonborn's gonna be intimidated by something he
Magic
can
is always scary.
hunt across the fucking football field.
The dragonborn
Still.
seems to stay his few feet of distance as he crosses his arms now. The scales of this dragonborn shimmer. Absolutely beautiful in the rain and the water dripping down. Absolutely
6
beautiful.
gold.
But
Done.
puts it into a separate little pouch. Holds it and waits.
Set the pouch down there on that crate. Then go to the crate opposite.
Puts the crate, puts on the crate, and goes over to the other crate.
The Dragonborn grabs the pouch and turns and starts walking off. However, in the other crate, you see, as he walks off, he uses his tail to set a small pouch of his own on the crate.
Opens it up. Looks in.
Exactly what you're looking for.
Perfect. Just puts it in. There's a little quick hop dip up.
It doesn't take long to catch up to the other two as they walk. So,
Find what you're looking for, Gnome?
We'll see.
Fucking weirdo.
I think it's about time I find some ale in me.
That's what we're trying to do, dwarf. Give it a second.
Have you found a general store yet?
as you all walk, and the rain continues to fall, you find yourselves walking for a short amount of time through the city. More people pass by. The bustling slowly grows. And you can see people of different sizes, shapes, races, all kinds of people walking around in this city. As rain drips down and some simply walk around in it as if it's nothing, others are trying to cover up as much as possible to stay dry as they walk. Everywhere that you look, that you can smell, that you can hear, rain falls. And as you walk, keeping an eye out, as you do, the group notices off to the side on a corner a small general store. James's General. And just outside is a small sign that appears to have a waterproof cover, and it just reads open in beautiful calligraphy.
Let's go see what we can find, boys.
Agrees to join in.
Oh, yes, please.
So, you all make your way in, and as you step inside, you notice that much like a lot of the stores, as you step in, you feel your clothes dried off by a magic similar to what Lars had done earlier. Simple cantrip. And many business buildings, at least, are equipped with this due to the fact that it keeps things clean and it keeps things well kept. Nobody's running in.
Dry.
Yeah, keeps everything dry. So nobody's running in, slipping, falling, causing problems. But, nonetheless, you step inside, and looking around is a very simple general store. General goods of all kinds can be found on shelves assorted differently. And behind the counter, it's empty. Until you step a little further in, and you can see between two of the aisles there is a young gentleman seemingly stocking the shelves, restocking a few simple candles and candles of different sizes and shapes. And He stops, looks over his shoulder, and you can see the short black-haired character with a pair of glasses on and a simple mustache. Smiles. Welcome to James's General. I'll be with you in just a moment if you need anything. Feel free to look around. I'm happy to help if you need it.
Lovely store. Question to the DM. For rations, as a gnome, do I eat half of what people normally eat? General question.
I would figure as a dwarf for myself, I would eat a little, as average as a human.
Your dwarf eat double.
Eat double?
You eat double.
Matt,
Party dwarfs.
the dwarf scene in The Hobbit is pretty fucking accurate. Every meal is a feast if they can.
Gotcha.
Everybody eats a normal ration because a ration is a day's worth of food. Keep that in mind.
Worth a shot.
It was worth a shot. But as a person, you're still eating the same amount. So,
Call one.
What?
Call one. Can you give me a lift
For what?
so I can look around?
I thought you people didn't like being lifted up and carried.
Need best a dwarf and a halfling. I am 3 feet tall.
Fair.
I can barely look
guess.
over tables.
I go around to look for a map.
The dwarf wants no part in this. Darrow picks Lars up like a cat, holding his arms out in front of him, and then just sets him on the general counter.
Oh. Crap, how do I get down?
You said to help you up. We need to get rations. We need to get ready for crossing an entire continent. You either can walk around or you can look around at everything else.
Thank you very kindly.
Yeah, hold on. There we go.
there he is.
Sometimes when I hit my fucking PC case, for some reason it disconnects my camera, and I don't understand.
This is my passive
wanted-
perception spot rations.
Perception check.
Oh, hey. I'm good at those.
I have a question when it comes to like what is the difference between
8.
like
I got a free and a +5 perception.
that fucking just the fucking like deep 8.
Yeah, you know, you put me in a table and it's surrounded by shelves. I'm like,
You said up. You didn't say what for.
So, as Lars looks around, it looks like a general store. You see a number of things, from simple candles for dinner tables or bedside nightstands to lampshades for those that are able to afford steam-powered light. You see a number of different things, from, you know, simple household toys for kids to a few simple, like, toss-on shirts.
perfect.
You see a number of things. However, from your vantage point, it seems a little difficult to figure out where the rations are. Looking from the counter, to all of the shelves in an attempt to see anything.
Is going to wait for who he assumes is James to walk by.
The one thing that I wanted to know just to you was what is the difference between perception and investigation?
Perception is looking around and getting a general feel of, what's going on around you based on what you see. Investigation is actually going up, using your hands, searching things, picking things out, looking at things, stuff like that. You're searching it versus the easiest way I can describe it is perception is going out on your front porch and looking out over what's going on outside. Investigation is noticing from your perception check that your car has a broken window and you're going over to search what they just took or what is missing.
That makes sense.
It's very lopsided.
Not necessarily.
No. I have shit perception, but I have really good investigation. So, like...
Oh, well, you can look around and not really care what you're looking at, but when you start actually digging into something, having the decency to actually put your mind on looking for it. It's like ADHD. Oh, neat. There's a shiny thing over... Oh, wait, there's another thing over... Wait, hold on. What am I looking for? Why did I come into this room?
You're telling me without even intending to, I gave my fucking character ADHD?
I mean, maybe. It's really up to you how you want to play it. It could just be a simple disinterest of actually looking around. It could be something as...
Okay.
Or it could be something like your character actually needs glasses because they're, like, nearsighted or something, so they can't actually look around all that well. But they can't tell because, nobody actually checks that stuff. It could be something simple like that, or something as simple as, I just don't care to actually
I'm not
look.
taking Darrow to the optometrist. Alright?
What is that?
Shut the fuck up.
So,
I would.
We just call that the magic doctor. He
I
charges 100 gold per fee. It doesn't matter what.
if
I
you'd like,
do.
Matt, you can go on ahead and roll an investigation to try and find specifically a map in this general store.
That's exactly what I was gonna ask for.
Wonderful. I'm glad that you can already read my mind. Makes things
Hey,
a
I'm
lot
having to
easier.
deal with Mr. Uppies over here. Leave me alone.
I rolled an 8.
I'm already being labeled the
Okay.
tall one because I'm the only one here who's not below 4 feet. Alright?
Actually, dwarves in D&D, depending on which one it is, if it's a hill dwarf, it'll be anywhere from 4'5" to 5 foot. If it's a mountain dwarf, it could be 5 foot to 5'4".
Yeah, no, I'm short.
You're a gnome.
Mhm.
You're a cracked out gnome.
So, Matt, you rolled an 8 on the D20, right?
Yes,
What is your investigation modifier?
it is +1.
That's 9. This is where those
Yeah.
modifiers I was telling y'all about come in. Each of
That's
your
the middle long window, right?
Yes, all of your skills have different skill checks that they're related to. Like I was explaining, athletics goes with strength, acrobatics goes with dex,
Yeah, okay.
stuff like that. The only skill that doesn't have anything that goes with a check with it is con. There's no con-based checks on that window of skill checks, at least. So, anything con-based, I'll obviously let you know, hey, con save against the poison, that kind of thing. Or I could say something simple as fucking, hey, I need a con save. For why? I said I need a con save. I didn't tell you to ask questions. But nonetheless, each skill is connected to a skill point, and those skill points have modifiers based off of your total skill. Your strength, of course. I think Darrow has the highest strength here, right? Or is it Thormir?
17.
Okay. So 17 on you. That would mean that your strength score, every 2 points, is a +1 modifier.
Hold on. My default thing that goes across the top says 17, but then the little tiny window to the left above it says saving throw +5. So if I
So-
make a saving throw, is that a wholly different modifier, or is
Yes.
that
So the
Okay.
saving throws are different because you have proficiency in different saving throws based on your class, but those saving throws are basically like if Lars cast a spell that needs you to make like a strength save or you get thrown across the room, or if you need to make a wisdom save or you're forced to stand still in place and unable to move entirely. Those are your saving rolls. Those saves are what will keep your character from having to deal with different things. Now, keep in mind, it's not just magic. If your character is, about to fall off a cliff, you could make a dex save, or if I ask for a dex save, you could try and catch the cliff's edge and go from there. There are a bunch of different things that the saves are going to come in to come into necessity for. But
Mhm.
for right now,
I was just wanting to make sure that I wasn't reading this wrong because like the top bar says +3, but then the saving throw says +5.
yeah,
So
the +3
I
is
didn't
your
want to
base
accidentally
modifier.
roll something that'd be like, oh yeah, +5 modifier or whatever.
Mhm.
Have it be a wrong fucking ad.
Yep. So the squares above the actual like strength where you have your 17, that square with the +3 or whatever it is for each of you, that's your modifier for that skill. Above 10, every 2 is a +1. Below 10, it's every 2 is a -1. However, it rounds down. So, if you have a 9 in strength, you will have a -1 modifier. If you have an 8 in strength, you will have a -1 modifier. If you have a 7 in strength, you will have a -2 modifier. If you have a 12 in strength, you will have a +1. If you have 13, you will have +1. If you have a
Yeah,
14,
so
you'll have +2.
it needs every 2,
Yeah.
not every.
Yep. So, those are your modifiers. And each of those skills on D&D Beyond in that long middle panel, those are your skills that you will use those modifiers for. If your character is proficient in a skill, you will have your proficiency bonus added to that skill. That's what we were talking about before.
Mhm.
Now, each of the skills do different things. They have different reasons for existing. I may ask you to do different things with them, or I may make up my own check depending on what the situation is, like for artificers, or if you're trying to craft something, or if you're trying to cook something, so on and so forth. I may give you a check, or I may ask you to roll a d20, add your proficiency because you're good at it, and have the correct tools, and give you which skill to use, so on and so
Gotcha.
forth. So, with that said, Matt, you said you had a +1 and you rolled an 8 total?
Correct.
9.
Neat. That's a
9.
9 total. So, looking around for maps, it's a little interesting trying to find maps in here among everything else. However, due to the fact that it is a general store, you do find nice rolled up art pieces of the building that's supposed to be going up that look like maps at first, and then you pick them up and unroll them, and it's a depiction of what the city will look like once the metal spire is built. It looks as though this general store may not have maps.
Okay. Well, for some odd reason, just I pick up that scroll, that picture of the spire, and I take it to buy it. Just for interest.
As the general store clerk who was stocking candles notices not only the gnome but the dwarf now going to the counter, he steps down and he walks over and he notices the gnome is on his counter and kind of stops and pauses for a moment, then kind of just
Downs, please.
decides not to ask. And you said what?
Downs, please.
Darrow goes from leaning against the front desk, picks him back up, and puts him down.
Thank you.
Next time you want up or down, make sure you know why you want up or down.
And the clerk steps around the counter, kind of keeping a space between himself and the group after watching that. But he smiles as he gets behind the counter. How can I help you all?
Oh, looks like the dwarf wants to buy a picture. We need rations.
Oh yeah,
What
there's
else do you-
there's clothes over there for children, by the way, if we want to
I
points.
was looking for a map, found this. It looked interesting, so I'm gonna keep it. But if you know if you anywhere that may have maps, that'd be a good general map of the continent. That'd be great to know.
If
Do we need, like-
for maps of the continent, the cartographer on the north side of the merchant district can actually help you with that. I don't carry maps here simply because of the fact that a lot of times they don't really get sold because people already know where they are and not many people leave Shanto. So if you're wanting a general map, I'm sure the cartographer also has some of those, but if you're wanting one of the continent, I'm sure he has one.
Good to know.
General question:
General
Aren't
answer.
maps like expensive as crap?
That's why there's a cartographer.
Cartography is really expensive, especially it was really bad. Real life wise, it was a really high paying job.
It's because people actually have to travel that stuff.
You had to make sure that it was accurate and that it was reliable. Otherwise, you end up
Dead.
eating your family, like getting lost. So, when it comes to the small child, the thing that these two are worried about is, does she have like fucking shoes and shit?
Oh yeah.
What is she
She has the
besides the
basics.
cloak? So just like
She has very
what am-
dirty old shoes.
Common?
She
Clothes?
has
common, yeah.
She has a stained up shirt, stained pants, and the cloak looks older. It looks like it's meant for someone smaller than what she is, and the bottom of it is kind of torn up a little bit and muddied, but it still works.
Well, it's good to just give her a good overall set of clothes.
Yeah.
All right, James, tell me, how expensive does your kids' clothes over there get?
Not that expensive, in all honesty. We sell our clothes relatively cheap here. We get them from a friend of mine down the street, but only about 3 copper per shirt. 4 per
Get your
pants.
shoes.
The shoes are 4 copper, much like the pants.
I'll cover the shoes.
in an attempt to get her to say yes or no, Daryl looks down and goes, "Well, we're getting you new shoes. Would you want a nicer shirt or some pants?"
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion, hold on. Well, hopefully this is a good roll. 20. No modifier.
Yay!
I have +0.
First nat 20 of the season goes to Hootie.
Nice.
First nat 20 is to ask if this little kid wants fucking clothes or not.
No, it's much more important. It's getting the kid to actually say something to us.
That too.
The young girl seems to look up to and stare at Darrow. And for a long few silent moments, she just kind of stares as if weighing the options. Then looks over her shoulder at the clothes, then looks back up to Darrow, and just kind of nods her head.
Well, it's not words, but it's something. Go pick something else.
Come on, Dad. Come on.
Is Lars taking the tiny child shopping?
Funny enough, the child
It's
being-
taller.
being 8 or 9 is taller than Lars.
I have a foot. My hat adds another foot and a half.
I will say she's shorter than Thormir, but she is taller than Lars.
Your hat may be a foot tall, but that doesn't mean you're a foot taller.
No, it's hilarious. Just...
Like those little mushroom dudes from Little Nightmares.
Seriously.
But
Will
Lars takes the young girl over to the clothes, and she seems to very carefully look over each of them, taking her time. Thormir, what do you want? What were you saying?
I will cover for her clothes and get her a hat of some sort.
A hat?
Yes, a hat. If she is wanting.
I'm just gonna say we need a cloak or 2 cloaks for this existence.
What are you talking about?
It's constantly raining. And if we're gonna be on the road,
You have the giant hat. My character has at least a hood and a cloak. I don't know what Matt's got.
A
I don't
cloak.
know if Matt prepared for it.
I have a cloak. Not everybody
At least
wants
we at least have some decent cover from the rain as far as normalcy goes for.
Not everybody wants to wear a cloak all the time.
Yeah, well,
I do.
fuck you.
wizards love silk.
I have a number of cloaks, actually.
Dude, I want to get one of those like big ass TikTok ones that are like heavy fucking blankets, but they're cloaks. Those look so fucking comfortable.
But as Lars is doing this, what are Thormir and Darrow doing? Just waiting?
Well, I asked, turn to Thormir and ask him in earshot, I guess, of the general clerk. We need rations. What else do we need?
Personally, I think a map is important. I know it's expensive.
Well, we ain't getting that here, are we?
No, we're not. So, grading rations might get up on gear.
What do you sell here?
Well, that depends. Are you looking for travel things? Because if you're looking for travel stuff, I sell satchels, backpacks, clothes, cloaks. I sell canteens, like water canteens and stuff.
Well, we're going to be traveling across the entire continent, so.
Do you sell?
any-
Dormir asked James. Do you sell light?
So what?
Light.
Lights?
Light. That's just like I don't know. Like, it doesn't have to be a torch. Could be energized.
Well, I sell a few lanterns, torches. Torches, of course, are very cheap. You can't really keep them lit in this kind of weather. I sell a number of different lights. The steam-powered handheld lights are more expensive, but I also sell those. But other than that, I've got a small selection.
I think the steam powder lights would be good. You never know.
One of them's 25 gold.
Oof. I I'll probably have to stick to it.
What's your cheapest light?
Probably the torch, but if you're looking for one that will stay lit in the weather that we are in, the lanterns are only 5 gold per lantern, but that's because of the fact that they are a metal box, and it's a very beautifully built, but it takes candles, and obviously the candles, there's one in the lantern when I sell them, but beyond that you have to buy candles separately.
Can I hear this?
You're all in the same general store.
Eh.
It's not
Yep.
it's not very big. It's a general store.
Looks over. Hey, don't worry about light. 4 globes of light are up from his hands and dance
Alright.
around the room.
I guess we're fine on lights. The gnome surprises me.
Magic.
Yeah, I'm not gonna trust everything to magic. I'll take one of those 3 extra candles.
The candles are a silver piece each, and the lantern, as I said, is 5 gold. But each of the candles will last up to about 8 hours. So, and that's if you were to burn them consistently throughout 8 hours. They'll last longer if you don't have them on the entire time, of course, but
So 40 hours of light.
roughly, yeah. Well, 4 times 8. Or is wait? Did
You
Hootie
wanted
get?
5.
Oh yeah, because he's got one that's going in the lantern, and then 4 extra is what he said, right? Yeah. Yep, 40 hours total. But like the clerk said, that's if you keep them burning for all 8 hours constantly, all of the time.
We'll take that. An extra bag. How many rations would we want? How many rations are you guys willing to pay?
It depends on how far away the next town will be.
A month and a half.
A
The
Roughly.
next town, not the next,
Um,
not our destination. The next town. I highly doubt he's gonna make us walk through a month's worth of woods. Please don't. I don't like that. I don't like how you immediately looked at the camera.
I've learned to expect it now.
Why I say it's important to get maps.
Now, are you wanting a regular backpack, Hootie?
something to hold most of all of our stuff. Yeah.
If you're wanting a second
And-
backpack, it's 2 gold.
Uh, 7 gold.
7
3 silver
gold.
pieces.
5 silver so far.
5 silver.
Each
How
can
much
no
is-
4 silver. 4 silver. 4 silver.
How much is 2 cloaks for the child?
Oh yeah, the cloaks.
A child-sized cloak is only about 5 copper.
Oh, easy. I'll cover for the copper.
7 gold. 5 silver and 4 copper pieces.
Where'd the 4 copper pieces come from?
It'd be 10.
Well, shoes, shirt,
Okay. never
and
mind.
then cloak.
And how much is for the picture of the spire?
The picture of the spire by itself is actually only 2 silver pieces.
Got it.
I cannot wait to bring that.
Damn.
We both know we're gonna need firewood eventually.
Okay. Try to add the 5 gold from before. Okay, now I need to remove 5 gold.
My leg
I got four silver covered as the shoes.
10 copper. Remove. So, 1 gold. One gold equals 100 copper. 1 gold equals 20.
So you said for the bag is 1 gold. The handle is 5.
The lantern.
Lantern, yeah, sorry.
The lantern
Lantern's
itself
5.
is 5 gold pieces because it is shaped metal. It's
Mhm.
it's
Yeah, I was kind of figuring.
looks a little like that. I forget that I have that up there.
Then,
sometimes.
then copper minus 10.
Matt, what is your strength mod?
Give me 1 second. And the picture was only 2 silver, correct?
Yep.
Got it. Remove. Already bought that. My strength mod is somewhere.
You said the extra candles was what, 4 pieces
4 silver pieces total. Because you asked
for
for
3
4.
extra candles?
You asked for 3
Or-
extra candles or 4?
4.
4. It would be
4
4
works.
silver pieces.
So,
What the fuck is EP? What?
Electrum.
strength,
We don't
Strength
talk
is
about
0.
Electrum.
Okay.
strength is
Electrum.
0 for me.
It is a mix alloy between gold and silver.
Yep.
Weird.
So typically, it's just we like the 10s. Makes it simple. Electrum is 5 silver pieces, or half a gold piece. So that's why we don't.
As far as I'm aware, we're not using it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
It's a
Don't
rare day.
complicate it by explaining it to me.
Yep. There's a lot. What were you saying, Matt?
Oh, I'm just adding the item and custom item of the picture of the spire.
So far, your value is 3 silver for buying stuff. Hoodies is Winnie's, but also how much is our rations cost?
We haven't
How
looked
many
at
are you
rations
getting?
because
A week.
well, we haven't looked at rations because we don't know where the fuck the next town is, which would kind of help. So it's kind of a question. Do we just say fuck it and be like, hold this until we come back, or what? What are we doing?
Oh, we need rations for all 4 of us.
Fucking god damn it!
Typically, you carry your own rations, but I'm perfectly fine making someone else carry my own.
Of course you are.
Maybe you can carry
Hey, I
some.
got an alchemy set in my backpack. Yeah, I'm gonna let you carry everything if I can.
What was your strength mod, Matt? I didn't hear you.
It's 0.
You're a dwarf.
Yes.
He's a ranger. He's dex
What is
space.
your strength? Your strength is 10? Is that what you're telling me?
It's 10.
It's better than an 8.
Oi! I may not be able to fucking wisdom save my ass out of something, but I can definitely huck you into a wall. Shut up.
In 3 levels, I can fly, so go ahead.
I'm on your fucking ankle, shorty.
I don't know if this is y'all like talking in
No. No.
Sure, or in game. Like I'm
NPC, what is levels?
Is my entire world a lie?
Well, now we're gonna have to get the ration.
So real quick, if you guys scroll through your D&D Beyond and see what's already in your backpacks and shit, do you guys have rations?
Some bags, starting bags have rations, some bags don't.
That's why I'm
do not.
asking. That's why I'm asking.
Mine does. I have 10.
I have 10, so that's at least 20. We'd have to buy you rations.
I'm buying my own. Besides,
You just spent how much gold on fucking cocaine?
with every
Oh,
cent.
excuse me, unicorn cocaine.
We don't know this.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we don't know this, but like, I know this. I'm gonna give him shit for it.
I spent 60% of my earnings of my total allowance what I own on this. Because we both know I'm not gonna fight. It's gonna be a lot harder to fight it later on. Wherever we get out.
Maybe need a detox, mate, guy.
Oh, this is
Keep
gonna be
in
a forced
mind-
detox.
Rations are 1 day each, so
Yeah.
you all have quite a bit.
A week's worth, at least.
Hmm.
So we need to
And-
buy rations.
Okay,
for
Matt. 1 day, 1 ration.
Each person.
10 rations each. That's 20 rations for you and me combined. Counting him.
Yes, I know. It's a week and a half. Like 1.3 for
That's at least 2 weeks, Matt.
10?
No.
Matt, a week is 7 days. 2 weeks is 14 days. We have 20 rations.
You buy one
Well, a
more, you got
ration
3
per
weeks.
person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For one person.
Hey, I'm saying out of just fucking what we got and this fucker not having any food.
There
I'm
are
just
4
saying.
of you, and there are 7 days in a week.
Yeah, but I
Give
have
or
200. I have $200, 200 GP worth of other stuff. So
How much is fucking how much is 10 rations gonna run?
No, it's 5 silver pieces each.
Per ration.
It's a day's worth of food.
How much gold do you have, James?
I'm gonna buy 4 days worth.
Okay.
I'm so confused.
Actually, let's make it 6.
Okay.
This is 3 gold pieces, Dad. No, let's make it 4. Let's make it 4. Let's make it 4.
Okay.
Woo, I got a gold piece, 8 silver, and 16 copper.
Nice.
Living life.
Well, now we need to get ration for child. So we need to get child.
That was the point of
We're not talking about gnome.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I
Me and you have rations. He's gonna get his own, but we need to get her some.
Yep. Rations consist of dry food suitable for extended travel, including jerky, dried fruit, hardtack, and nuts.
What would happen if we choose not to eat for a day?
1 point of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
1 point deduction?
1 point
1
of
1
point
point.
to
exhaustion.
exhaustion.
Oh.
Exhaustion is a in-game system in which each point does a negative effect for your character.
And to fix it, I'm guessing we'd have to eat double.
Nope.
Oh?
And question: can I sell
One long
unnecessary
rest
stuff?
gets... Huh?
Can I sell unnecessary stuff I have in my backpack?
If you want. One long rest takes away 1 point of exhaustion. If you have 6 points of I think it's 6 points. 6 points of exhaustion. Your character dies.
Ah,
Outright.
I sold
Pretty
Hammer
much
and
what?
Pinton for 2 gold pieces, as if I never bought them. Each one is worth 1 gold piece.
Okay. Yeah, it's 6 total exhaustion points. If your character gains 6 points of exhaustion, they just die.
good to know. I didn't know about the exhaustion.
Mm-hmm. You only gain exhaustion when an effect says that your character gains exhaustion. Like if you're attacked by like a demon or something like that, and they have an ability that's like whenever they actually land the attack, you get a point of exhaustion or something like that. Stuff like that is really the only way to actively gain exhaustion. But if your character does not sleep, like get a long rest within a day or after a day, if your character does not eat, and if your character is forced to physically exert themselves more than they normally can, you gain exhaustion points.
Mm.
Say James's gnome tries to lift way more than he should. He can roll the athletics check, and if he wants to and he rolls well enough, he can lift it. But depending on how heavy it is, I may add exhaustion points.
One little quick thing. Can I sell my book?
It's your book.
It's worth 20. It's 25 gold pieces.
Is it your spell tome?
No, it's 50. And I'm not selling that thing's worth about 80 gold now.
Yeah, you can sell the book.
Sweet. I will buy. I'll spend 5 gold total, so 10 rations.
Okay. You may add
Where
10
do you-
rations to your goal.
And where do you find like the like the value of your items?
Some
on
items
the-
do have value, some don't.
And some have value based on each person, so depending on what it is, it could be different values, but... Woo! Oh, motherfucker.
Sell the common clothes I have for fucking 5 silver pieces.
That's your only set of clothes. That's what you're currently wearing.
No, it was in my bag.
His background came with an extra set of common clothes. I think everyone just
trying
kind
to
of
see what I can get
assumes
away
that
with.
you have clothes on. It's
I
never
have my
really-
chainmail at the very least, but on
Yeah,
my equipment
it's-
and what's on me, it's not.
Yeah, it's one of those things, James, where not every character is gonna have them in their inventory, so it's just kind of assumed that you're not walking around naked.
Also, quick question.
Quick answer. Let's see if they match.
They apparently did not. Original person attribute, I believe, is I'm allowed to actually carry 120 pounds.
Hmm?
Yeah.
No, I meant as in what'd you say? Because it cut out for me for a moment.
Long story short, I don't think it halved or not for my carry weight capacity. Carrying capacity of 120 pounds.
What do
As
you
much
mean?
as I would. I'm just not sure if it halved it or not. Because I'm a small creature, small person type.
I'm gonna sell 10 caltrops out of the 20 that I have for 10 gold pieces.
Okay.
Dang.
And how are you selling caltrops to a general store owner? How are you selling them off to be normal items? Because not many people just carry around caltrops.
Okay, suck my dick.
Bro. Awesome. I feel a lot better about
It's
my
just one of
gold.
those things that, you know, not many people just kind of carry those around.
Thieves, rogues.
Not 100, not 20 crowbars. Fuck.
Oh.
Fuck, did it fully
Whenever,
removed it. What the fuck?
Question.
whenever I'm looking at the inventory
Mm-hmm.
on the on on the D&D Beyond, I look up cloak and it says cloak of billowing, cloak of many fashion, and
Oh,
then it
that's
just
because normal cloaks aren't technically, like, items, because it's kind of like clothes. Everybody just assumes that you either have one or you don't. And in-game, they can be different pricing based on who you ask, where you are, what's going on, the situation that that area is in, so on and so forth. Considering it's always rainy here, cloaks are relatively easy, and you can just say that you're buying them, and they're pretty cheap, so...
Is there any quarterstaffs available in here?
The general store, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna have weapons.
Quarterstaff. This is a staff.
General store.
Worth a shot.
as Thormare, I choose to buy 2 other cloaks for myself. Apparently, I don't have a cloak.
Well, like I said, you won't really have one in your inventory. It's just assumed that you either have one or you don't. It's like having
Okay, well-
clothes. Your character's not going to be walking around naked. If you want an extra one, I can, you know, we can make it to where you're buying one, but it's really just taking away gold.
I'll just buy an extra one.
Now officially in character. Sir? Do you have ink? I'm not talking your average ink. I'm talking, do you have any really good quality ink for
I-
magical purposes?
Sadly, I'm not a magic shop, and I can't really help with that. I have regular ink. I just don't have any enchanted to help with that kind of situation.
Okay. Thank you for the rations.
Of course. You all feel free to come back anytime.
Does anyone else need anything? Or we go
Nope.
to get.
No.
Oh
Nope.
yeah, darling. If they're getting close. Do you have a place if I had to change?
No. Why?
Looks over. I bought her new clothes.
Yes. And most people just buy the clothes and then go home.
We're about to go on a journey. Kinda needs to wear it now. You got a back that we can use?
There's a storage room.
Fuck it, it works.
All right. And he walks over to the storage room and unlocks it, opens the door, and of course the young girl seems to look around at the three, then at the storage closet, then back at the three.
Go on. Well, yours to keep. Don't
First,
worry about it.
I like to take a look in there, just to make sure it's safe. I know
Not to mention a back door.
it's a general store. Just want to make sure it's good.
As you walk over and you look in, it looks less like a storage room, quote unquote, like warehouse storage room kind of thing. It looks more like a closet that's got a few shelves in it. There's no back door, there's no windows, it's just a small little storage room with some extra stuff, a few boxes.
Alright. I step away and sway my hand to the door, saying, "You're good to go."
She stares at Thormir for a moment. Then back to the storage room. And then back to Thormir.
I step even further back. And ask her, "Would you like to change into clothes later, whenever we get into an inn?"
Also, what time of day is it actually?
At this point, it would be mid-afternoon, just about.
So it would be not a bad idea just to go get an inn so she can change in the
Mm-hmm.
hospital area.
Yeah, that's a bad move. Leaving, like we walk, just be like at the edge of town, and then we have to find a place.
Besides, we got more shopping to do.
I think we're done here.
Yeah?
Likewise.
Lizard blink at me.
It'd be even worse
Yeah.
if I had one of those tongues that I could just...
Can't do that.
Nice.
Anywho. Where are you all going now?
I guess he wants to go to a fucking magic shop or fucking more of a general store for adventurers.
Map.
That
Mine
too.
is just mine is honestly just a bonus.
I like to go get the map.
Cartographer.
Okay.
Mhm.
You make your way to the northern end of the merchant district, as you were directed. And you find yourselves searching around for a cartographer. And I would like investigation checks, either from everyone or one person can give another advantage.
Investigation?
Mm-hmm.
I have a +6.
I saw Penny's eyes. I see Penny's eyes.
Oh, crap, it looks something.
Baby. You just scared everybody.
It was less fear and more of, oh, 2 orbs of light. Hootie's about to be abducted.
we completely forgot to buy a tent.
Ooh.
Adventure story would be fun.
It's raining all the time.
It'll be fine. Shut up.
I rolled a
I prefer.
We can go back. It'll be fine.
By the way, I am not carrying that.
All right, Tiny, we'll get it.
I rolled a 17, so with a +1, it's an 18.
Shit, I forgot to roll. For investigation.
Mm-hmm. This is actively searching for specifically a
18.
cartographer. 18 for you. See, that's the difference between perception and
Fuck.
investigation.
Ooh, that's a 19 plus 3,
22.
22.
Nice.
Holy crap, that's a lot of high numbers for investigation.
That's another easy way to tell the difference between perception and investigation. Perception is kind of just glancing around to see what all you have the options of looking around in. Investigation is looking for something very specific, asking around, asking people as you walk by, stuff like that. It's general glance versus digging in deeper. So, asking around and finding your way throughout the merchant district. The bustling city, of course, getting louder and louder as you find yourselves in the middle of the merchant district for a moment, only to pass through and find yourselves heading back towards the edge of the merchant district. You all, working together and asking around, find a cartographer's shop. Very well kept, very beautiful. The sign that hangs out front off of a metal post just above the door has a very obvious visage of a map upon it.
Look, we found it.
Gee, Einstein, you think so?
Who's Einstein? Sounds like a smart person.
Get inside.
Let's just get inside and get the map.
Okay.
Stepping inside, you all find that there is it's a small shop from the outside, and it's just as small on the inside. There are 2 or 3 desks, kind of as a counter, with a number of maps kind of sprawled across them. However, you see a number of barrels kind of assorted with 6 in a group, 2 by 2 by 3, or no, 2 by 3, and then a space in between them to go towards the counter, and another space between the barrels and the wall. Each of these barrels have multiple maps sticking out of them, resting down at the bottom of them, and simply taking the space within the barrels. And behind the counter is a older, small dwarven woman who seems to be with a set of round glasses, looking over a map that's unrolled on the desk in front of her. And she seems to have a small pen or mark or piece of charcoal in her hand. And she's just kind of scanning over the map very carefully. And without looking up, how can I help you?
Elbows the dwarf. You got this one.
Yes, she is one of my kind. So I go up to her and ask her in Dwarven, do you what's your most updated map of the continent?
If you're looking for the continent, second barrel, right side, closest to the wall.
Okay, thank you very much. And as Thormir walks to the barrel, I I investigate to find the map that she speaks of. Do I roll or just find it?
You could just pull them out and look at them. It seems this barrel is made specifically for maps on the continent itself. Now, as you look in, you do notice some of them are a little more detailed than others. Some are rough sketches, others are simply just the paths, and some are actually really well made and updated and seem to have a lot of what's going on the continent.
Okay.
It's a little harder to tell the paths on those nicer looking ones, but you do notice that they are much more detailed than the other ones.
Okay. I go back to Dwarven Woman and I ask her, what's the price difference between all the sorts of maps? From the most detailed to the better quality of the material.
She seems to sit there perfectly still for a moment. And then she seems to set the charcoal down, grabs a small white square, and she begins to lightly, seemingly erase something off of the map she's currently looking at before taking the charcoal piece that was in her hand and editing the map. And now that you're looking closer at it and she's able to lean back a little bit and look at it, you notice there's a map in front of her and the exact same map off to the right. And it looks like she's making sure that they seem to match. However, she then sets the charcoal down and looks at all of you as she takes her glasses and sets them on her chest as a chain holds it from falling off. Well, you've got the rough sketch maps that are only a few silver pieces. You've got the actual, paths and a little bit more detail. Those are closer to about 5 gold. And then you've got the really well detailed maps that are a little harder to read if you're not experienced with maps. Those go for about 15.
And do you have any covers that goes over these maps to make it so they don't get damaged by the rain?
I've got I just had the word.
Cover, screen,
Laminated.
waterproof.
No,
Waterproof would be really nice.
it's one of the containers. It's like a tube and you put the lid on it. It's got a strap on it.
Scroll wheel. Oh, frick. It actually has a right name for it.
That's what I'm saying. It has a name.
Parcel? No.
Google.
Seriously, what I'm doing right now.
Partial quiver?
It's just a poster tube. It's a storage tube.
Come here. Putting a goober.
Yeah, it's a map storage tube. It's just called a tube.
I just see a single glowing eye in the background.
She's on the stairs right now, just looking up at me like, you want to go?
Are they
She
called?
either
They are called that. They are called tubes.
Tube.
I've got a few map tubes, yeah. Different qualities. Leather or wood.
What's the price for leather?
The leather is same as the wood, if I'm not no, the wood's cheaper. The leather is what was? Hold on, and she kind of shakes her old wrinkled finger, and then she opens up a small drawer and looks at a piece of paper, and you notice that this piece of paper, as she puts her glasses back on, has the pricing of all of her stuff. And she kind of looks over it, sets it back in the drawer. The leather ones are actually only about 2 gold pieces.
I'll cover the cover if you guys want to buy the map. Depending on the map, though.
Well, Dwarf, do you think you can read the expert maps, or we're gonna have to settle for the mid tier?
I like to get the more. I think mid tier is just fine. The more detailed is. I don't really see the extreme the need for it necessarily. You just need to know the general case of where we need to go. We just general senses we need to go.
That sounds like a great plan.
Because I'm no math expert. Not really from Chateau. Just we just need to get this map so I can get this job done.
You say you're a ranger and you can't read a map?
The tall one makes a good point.
This map is not. I'm not from Chateau.
Same time, I think the five gold map is much better of a price, especially considering that if we were to spend 15 gold, it's literally all that the money we got paid with. So
Well,
for early.
Saves money.
we'll go with the mid tier map. Who's paying?
I got the tube.
Right, yes, the gnome has the tube. How much do you got? Whoever has more will pay for the map.
We'll go. If you're wanting, we can go 50-50 on the map.
It's 5 gold.
5 silver pieces equals 1 gold piece, or 2 so 10. So
2
10
gold
silver
pieces. 2 gold pieces. 5 silver pieces.
So, you know what? I'll cover 3 gold. You get 2 gold, because I'm the one who's very insistent on the map.
You did buy a lantern. Don't forget to add the lantern and 5 candles to your inventory.
I did.
I'm so glad you guys keep track of your inventories.
Well, in this situation, I feel like we're really gonna need it for once. Really keep to do so.
Yeah, you don't have Clementine to help you anymore?
Oh, Dwindle's inventory is spotless.
Uh-huh.
You know, I completely forgot about rangers being very resourceful when it comes to actually.
To the map, to traversing hard fucking areas to move in, like traversing woods, traversing fucking everywhere. Like,
Survival.
isn't there a? I don't know if we're doing it for this one, but I'm just talking in D&D in general. Will, isn't there like a whole thing where some classes or some not classes where some races get terrain buffs? and nerfs and whatnot.
Mm-mm.
No?
No, there's
Ranger class
The only-
gets favored terrain, but that's not.
That's a
not
class,
a,
or that's a skill or whatever, right? Like passive.
class feature.
it's a class
That-
feature that allows them basically bonuses in a specific type of terrain. It doesn't make any travel or anything like that easier, but if like they're in a forest and their favorite terrain is forest, it makes it easier for them to do survival checks,
We cannot get
perception
lost
checks. You can't get lost, stuff like that.
unless it's a magical force.
Which
She's
is always
pulling
possible.
on her toy right now.
But yeah, it's there's a favored terrain, but there's not any like race-based
I might be
bonuses
thinking
or
of like a
negatives.
fucking weird
Unless
video game that I
it's-
played or
unless-
something.
Unless it's an underwater class, then it's
Yeah, if you're talking about like water or something like that, lizard folk can breathe underwater for like what is it, an hour per modifier point?
it's big. If in the Undying can just sleep
Yeah.
into the water, so it's just like
Oh. Oh.
Cat.
Be
cat
nice.
fights.
Yes. She is both wanting to play and also very upset that I didn't give her cuddles this morning because somebody woke me up and interrupted cuddle time. Be nice to me.
Yeah, it's my cat now.
And damn it, hold on.
Okay. So it sounds like a plan then. It's 2 gold pieces.
Yeah, Matt paid 3, I paid 2. Who's holding the map?
I will.
Looks like
Oh,
we need to make a
make
map.
Judging the map is probably my height and size, yes, please do.
Jesus, fuck, you're small.
Country maps for detail get big and detailed really fast. Because,
Ah.
like, if we want a big detailed one, I think that thing's like 5 feet tall or wide and everything. The more detail and the bigger expansion, the more larger it has to be.
Now that Will pointed it out, every now and then I just see 2 little orbs pop up right next to my
Yes.
shoulder and then disappear. And it's
Cats are
Wonderful.
yes.
well, because right now I have on my chair right here, pinned beneath the pillow is her little string toy with the feathers on the end of it and a bell. So I randomly will just hear. It's not a Secret Labs chair, dude. It's from Amazon. It's falling apart and it's busted. I want a Secret Labs, but I'm not gonna fucking spend that money because she now she sharpens her claws on the corners of this chair. So I'm not about to do that.
No, if you ever have some spare money, man, these are.
Trust me, I want one. But
I bought both of my little brothers one.
I think I need to prioritize fucking what do you call it? The mic box thingy.
Audio interface. You can find them
Yeah.
on Amazon for pretty cheap. But you have your map.
With
You have your map
tips.
tube.
Matt has those.
Yes.
Matt, you know how to add and remove things from your inventory, right?
Yes, I've already added the map in the map case.
Just making sure.
And I already removed the gold that was in my pouch.
Can we buy a tent? At the same time, I have no idea how.
We're in a cartography shop. We're not in a general store or an adventurer store.
I know.
We're
I'm
not
saying-
buying a tent here, my guy.
I'm asking if we can go buy a tent. In character. Guess we didn't
Yeah,
buy
we
one.
can go buy a fucking tent. Thank you for the map. I already feel a headache.
You all have fun.
I will certainly try to. Thank you.
She then returns to her editing of the map that she was currently working on. Where to next?
Find some kind of adventure general store, something that'll have. What the fuck were you wanting? A tent kit, fucking general ammo and whatnot for arrows and whatever else.
We're gonna
If
have
that
to go
exists.
do we need to go with the actual Fletcher for that, or
Fucking rod.
you said you wanted arrows?
I have 20 arrows.
Do you need more?
More the merrier with arrows.
Don't forget you can also recover some of them, and unless they break, especially because they're bolts.
I don't like the fucking evil devil smile he has going on right now.
Which means we're gonna need plenty.
No, I
believe in you.
just noticed Penny go.
Oh
It's like spotlight.
no, it's dark enough right here where she is. She's on, I think, like the second step, but I couldn't see her. I look back, see where her eyes are, and then look again, and I just see a little dark orb right there, and like, ah.
Ah, she is plotting
Ah,
your
baby.
death.
I think she's upset because I'm not going to bed.
Maybe.
Which I don't know why she would be. It's 11. I've never gone to bed past fucking, like, midnight.
But you all can get whatever it is that you're needing, whatever it is that you're wanting.
Did we go to a, like, general adventure store, or are we at the Fletchers?
Well, if that's the case, I can always go on my own to go to the Fletcher's to get some arrows myself. While you guys can go get your general adventure gear.
Well, you're able to go to a weapon shop, and the weapon shop happens to have both gear for people who would need weapons, as well as arrows
Yay!
to make things easy.
I like it.
Because only people that are traveling or adventuring require adventuring gear or arrows, so. Or hunters. But hunters also stay out depending on, where they're hunting or what they're hunting. So. The tent, of course, James, you know the price of tents, if I'm not mistaken. If not,
2 gold pieces.
Yep.
Two person. So is there a big one?
Do you want a bigger one?
There's 4 of us.
Uh-huh. That's 2 two-person tents.
Wouldn't the child like to sleep by herself?
Are you all going to make the child sleep by themselves?
Hey, Matt, we're gonna be out in the wilderness where shit can go very fucking wrong with fantasy creatures. I'm not gonna leave the kid by itself. You know my audio that I have on my stream? Don't leave the baby alone. The baby alone commits sewer slide.
But we are strangers to this child. And
Yeah,
we're gonna have
and we gotta
provide-
deliver it.
Just leave it with the gnome.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave it with the crackhead. Yeah, that's great right there.
You don't know.
Mister, what's that white powder you keep smelling?
It's the Zoom Zoom powders.
Mr. Thormere, Lars is acting weird again.
Good.
Crackheads aren't good babysitters. No shit. They
are.
usually
So
sell the kid. I am going to fucking kill you.
I can almost attest to that with my something that happened to me as a kid.
Oh my god.
He's not fully addicted yet.
Yeah, that's the problem. We got shit to do and a while to go.
I do have spells specifically for
The
cases.
He's gonna list
Not
restoration me
crackhead.
off of my. Oh no.
You'll get more gold that way. We're not selling the kid, Chaos. We have to deliver the kid from point A to point B.
Or a month and a half spent, which is really not worth the price, but hey, we're doing it. Money is money.
I need to make rent. Fuck you.
Mhm.
So-
My point is I have a spell that's called that I can basically have alarm. So if there's an intruder that even goes around that tent, boom, alarm. Well, no.
well, you will. It blares in your head.
Specifically needs a bell for that. Sound of a magical bell going off in your mind. Fun, fun, fun.
Do you need an actual bell, like a physical bell?
Mhm. Part of the spell components, unless you have a arcane focus or something else that acts as one.
I need to get a bell then.
How about we just get two-person tents?
Okay, for God.
Okay. You're able to get your tents. How many arrows are you wanting, Thormir?
20.
20? Okay.
How much
Oh,
is
what?
that?
Bring your total up to 40.
I will carry one of the tents until we find the dwarf, and I will quickly hit Chefine over to him.
Arrows are 1 gold piece for a quiver.
Isn't it 10?
20.
1 for 10?
Yes. Maybe?
Even buying a quiver is like 2 gold pieces or something.
I do have a quiver already.
Just
Also, are you using a crossbow or a... What type of bow? Because
Longbow.
bolts... Okay, so it's just actual arrows. Because bolts are more expensive. Even though they're half the size.
20 arrows is 1 gold piece. And 1 pound.
Okay, I will add that to my inventory.
Can a
Nice.
quiver hold up to 20 or 40?
I think a quiver holds 20.
So free gold, I guess, if he wants to buy a quiver, or he's just gonna keep the arrows in a backpack.
I might just have. I will have probably a quiver on my back and then a quiver by my hip.
A quiver is 1 gold piece.
Okay, so 2 gold pieces then.
Yes.
That was off by gold.
Good job, James. You weren't perfect. Great.
I try.
Okay.
Yay!
You guys are able to get what you're wanting.
Who's holding the fucking tents?
I'm holding one until I see the dwarf, and I'm quickly tossing this 20-pound fiend over to him.
Are you throwing the tent?
So
at
I'm
me?
guessing I'm holding one tent, he's holding the other. Fantastic.
I will pay for one of the tents.
Motherfucker.
There's been a whole lot of shopping this episode. Didn't expect that.
Yeah, to close
It's a
prepare
whole
for
lot
the
of prep
adventure.
work. You're having us go across a fucking continent.
Yeah, but most of the time the party just kind of goes, all right, we'll find it out. We'll figure it out. Let's go.
Planning.
Didn't expect a group with
You
planning.
have Mr. Scientist, you have my ass, and you have the man who plans for everything.
Das.
He fucking asked you. I forget what he fucking asked you. He asked a very detailed fucking question that nobody else would have fucking thought about, and you thought we weren't gonna sit here and go, okay, what will we need for this excursion? Let's take fucking 3 hours.
Didn't bother me.
Oh.
I was just, wasn't really expecting it.
You just want to fast forward to the morning?
Yeah, we could do that.
By this point, all we would have to do is go find a fucking bar,
Tavern. Bar.
tavern. Thank you. Eat some food, go to sleep, and prepare for the fucking morning. So
Is that 3 silver pieces or?
Yep, silver piece per person.
Okay, 4 silver each. Gotta pay for the girl.
Who's paying?
I'll pay.
A silver per person.
Oh!
God, this is so confusing.
You're telling me.
How much is a bottle of wine?
Stop asking costs.
No, you're not gonna find a price on that one. I'm not asking for expensive wine, I'm just asking for just red wine.
The crackhead needs his fucking wine sleep. Did you just do a bump and then chug some? That is the most counterintuitive thing ever. Cocaine keeps you awake, wine makes you sleepy. What are you aiming for here?
Balance!
Balance.
A bottle is 2 gold pieces, glass is 2 silver pieces.
I'm buying 3 bottles for 6 silver pieces.
Are you blowing the rest of your gold on wine?
I'm fine. I have 23 gold pieces left. Because the book apparently was 25 gold pieces. I'm like, oh, I don't need this.
Yet!
No, it's just a book. No name to anything, just book. And knowing this gnome, he's probably read this scene over and over and over again, so.
And for the quiver,
We haven't even left the town yet, and our DM is already fucking rubbing his face.
and
No worry, Will. I'll buy a bottle of wine for you as well.
I can point this out here for anybody in chat, anybody who's wondering. Out of everybody who wanted this to happen, he wanted it the most. So, this is all on you.
Wine bot.
You have a gnome with a serious problem for testing their own products. Yup. He does fucking unicorn cocaine. He definitely has a fucking issue.
This is in the middle of the night with my alchemy set. Just
Fuck.
peanut out or toes. Puts them in. I wonder what this will make.
Fucking bullshit making me mad.
I'll just call
Chaos,
it.
she's around like between 6 and 8 years old. We're not selling the kid.
8 or 9.
You said between 6 and 8.
No, I said
8, 9.
There's it is.
3 bottles of wine.
Okay, Chaos, if anything, I'm gonna kill a bunch of fucking bandits, take their shit, sell their shit for the gold. We'll be fine. And yes, he has unicorn cocaine.
There we go.
Don't worry about it.
It's
So-
apparent, like, the way he described it, I'm sorry, I'm feeling chaos in. Is ground up unicorn horn that is a fucking drug that he snorts.
No wonder the gnome is an
Gnome is an
alchemist.
alchemist. He tested the product of a unicorn cocaine and ended up attempting to make more so he didn't lose as much money as buying it. I could make better shit in my fucking hole in the ground. Blows it up. Well, I tried.
Funny enough, I actually in my other possessions I have the charred and twisted remains of a failed experiment. I don't know what it's from. It's just there. Don't
Off
worry,
we
Will.
go.
You love us, right?
Mhm.
Right? Right. Also, how much is it for a wagon ride?
Why are you trying to buy your way to the ending?
No, I'm wanting to save us. Remember, he said a month by wagon. So what is it going to be like on foot? 3 months, maybe, on foot. So I'm trying to save us 2 months of.
I think Will wants to party wipe.
The same. Actually, I have a good, better question. Is anybody looking for protective guards for the next road over?
Caveat, we have to take the kid.
And
Earn some money on the road. Earn some wagon ride. Or protection for the kid. Helps us blend
Not
in.
wrong. The cracked out gnome has a point.
I do have an intelligence of 17. He's
I have an
stupid
intelligence of
smart.
13.
He's
I
stupid
have an
smart.
intelligence of 13 and a wisdom of 8. So
Stupid smart. The cocaine, the gosh, and he's.
I can tell you how fast that arrow's coming at your face, but I can't tell you what the fuck it's gonna do to you.
White powder is just messing up with his view on reality. As the white powder is just an amazing white trip to the Fey realm.
Don't give me that option.
He starts tripping balls and then just disappears, and we're like, where the fuck did Lars go?
And the Fey would love me.
Guys, help me out, I'm having a bad trip! Gets smacked in the fucking nose by a Fae.
They would love me.
If you'd like to
Oh,
look
man.
around for people who are looking for a protection job filled, please feel free to roll an investigation check for me.
All of us, I'm guessing.
If you'd like to look, yeah.
That is a natural one.
Good job.
Don't worry, I got us. Fucking 23.
Woo!
Another nat 20.
I got it
Fucking.
too.
Will it even
Shiny.
Flush fade.
Ah,
Flush
pretty.
fade. There it goes.
you're in a room that is completely white. I don't want to hear it.
I'm looking at a screen monitor and the reflection caught and blinded me.
What'd you get, Thormir?
2, so it's a 3.
3 total. Nice. So,
Oh, it's perception.
1, 3, 23.
Is it a perception or
No, he
investigation?
said investigation.
investigation.
Oh, mine's a 7 then.
Nice.
Oh, 1. We all
So-
know I was gonna get a nat 1 before I ever got a nat 20.
It was bound to happen, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, nonetheless, Lars and Thormir trying their best to keep an eye on the kid as well as look around. It makes it a little difficult to try and figure out who's going to walk off when, and they end up kind of just sticking around and watching the kid as Darrow makes his way into the crowd a little bit, looking around for clues before asking about different people about to leave as you all hang towards the northern gate now. A cart goes by with an older gnomish gentleman. Now, unlike Lars, this older gnome, pure white hair. Pure white. The little that's still there. He's got the horseshoe around his head. Very poofy. Kind of comes down to like ear length. He keeps it trimmed, but it's still there. And he's got a massive handlebar mustache that he takes better care of than the rest of his body. He's just got one massive handlebar mustache. It covers his mouth. It's almost impossible to see when he's talking. And he's got a...
All I can think of is Mr. Flitwick from fucking Harry Potter.
He's also got a massive unibrow of white hair that covers both of his eyes.
That's fucking great.
He sits on his carriage helm seat. And as you all are asking around, Darrow notices that he seems to be looking around for people to help with keeping his travel safe. And, oh, there goes Hootie again.
I got it. The dongle thing that it's fucking readjusted. It's really fucking annoying. Sometimes it needs to be.
There he is. So, the small gnome, old and rather decrepit, seems to be kind of wandering around trying not to get stepped on in the crowd as he seems to be asking about people that could help. Until he gets back on his carriage, and as he's about to leave, Darrow, after hearing him ask around for a bit, sees him sitting on his helm seat and walks up. And as
You look like you need some help, old man.
walking up and asking that, you notice as he looks to you, behind him in the carriage itself only seems to have like 2 crates on it, but it looks like he's either traveling or delivering something either way. The gnome, however, through very bushy unibrow, you can't really see his eyes, but he seems to be able to look directly at you. Oh, well, if you're wanting to help, I could definitely use it.
Well, as long as you're going towards. Hold on.
We have not talked about the next station, next city.
Well, we're heading towards Reno Village, so as long as you're heading roughly in that direction, sure, free ride. We'll give you some protection. I don't see a problem with that.
Well, I'm not going that far north, but I can definitely at least take you in that direction.
It'll be appreciated. Load up, guys.
Uncle?
Oh, there's more of you. Hello.
Darrow goes around to the back of the wagon and picks the kid up and puts her in the back.
Thormir goes to the old gnome, says thank you, and then goes to the back and gets loaded up.
Gnome joins other gnome.
You notice on this normal-sized cart there are a number of little, like almost like self-made staircases for the gnomish-sized.
Oh, you are wonderful. This is amazing.
I love your cart.
However, with that, the cart begins moving. The sound of rain hitting the top, the cover, and running down the sides. A bit of dry respite in a world of drowning and water. Though traveling faster than on foot, this group still has a long way to go. And now, with a rather interesting package to deliver, this mute girl is now coming along for the ride. With that,
Is this considered kidnapping?
with that,
We're being paid to take the kids somewhere, you dumbass. No, it's not kidnapping.
Well, I'm just thinking, and he's pretty sure it's not. We don't know if it's her. You know.
She's going voluntarily. She can leave at any fucking moment.
You're a piece of
Voluntary
candy.
ish.
with that.
Also, just FYI, because I don't think I said so, Darrow's sitting on the back of the wagon, like, keeping watch.
Okay. With that comes the beginning of a new journey as 3 deliver a package. And that'll end episode 1 of Steam and Rain. And with that, you all level up. Did a lot of rolls and a lot more persuading than I had expected from you all, in all honesty. So, level 3.
I have level 2 spells now.
Hey, good for you. You've also only got like 2 spell slots, don't you?
Well, I doubled. I get number 1, so I'm at 4, I think, if I remember correctly.
How the hell do you level up?
You go to manage and then manage character and levels.
I get 2 new spells. This is so good.
If
Guys.
you're a caster, be sure to check your spells list when you are leveling up. You will be able to add or learn new spells based on your level, and that amount will go up as you level up. So keep that in mind.
I feel chunky. In a good way.
Good.
I have
31
20
hit
H.
points.
I have 20 now.
Hey,
I have
look,
31.
Lars has a little more survivability. That's good.
Yeah,
Oh,
with
so that means
my
I can shit whip him through a window, right?
Arcane Shield, I can take 8, so I have 28 technically, which I can keep respanning that 8, so I'll take it.
Very nice. Either way, with that, episode 1 of a new journey comes to an end. And it was a lot more productive roleplay wise than I was originally expecting, in all honesty. But
A good thing or a bad thing?
it's a good thing. It means you're already getting into your characters, which is good, because with the journey of Grandiasha, it was a little more awkward, it was a little more anxious, and there's nothing wrong with that. My players are still wonderful, and they're getting to a point now where I can't get them to stop role playing sometimes, which I love.
Let me progress the story, you shits.
I absolutely love it, and I love all of my players because of that. But you all did wonderful for episode 1. And I do hope that it wasn't too confusing, considering, we had a week between session 0 where I explained how this is going to work and this episode.
You froze for a second.
No. Well, I was saying that I hope that it wasn't too confusing, because I know that there was a break between session 0 where I had explained a lot of this and now, so I'm sure that some of the information kind of slipped away, but hopefully as time progresses you will get more and more comfortable with the game, and we can do more with the future to come. However, episode 1 of Steam and Rain comes to an end, and we will keep the campfire roaring for you. I do hope that you will join us next week as the rain falls. And I hope that you don't get too lost following the Will-O-Wisps. They have plenty of stories to tell, but they're also pranksters. So, have a wonderful evening, everybody. And we will see you next time here in the Will-O-Wisp Woods.